Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of the Walk We Did in Hockey podcast. I'm your host, Ethan Black, and today we're talking the first few games, the first couple nights of the AHL Stanley Cup playoffs, as well as go over the final two regulation weekend games from this past Thursday, as well give you a preview for the 2026 Calder Cup for AHL, which is actually starting tonight as I'm recording this. As I'm recording this early afternoon. So let's just not waste any time. We're just gonna jump right into it. We're gonna start with the opening night of Stanley Cup from AHL's on Saturday, April 18th. Only 3 games. So excuse me. So all NHL all Stanley Cup games are all best of 7. So yeah. So kicking off the first game at 3 p.m., kicking off the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs. Ottawa Senators visiting the Carolina Hurricanes, and Carolina do get the win with a score of 2-0. Taylor Hall getting the game-winning goal at 7 minutes 15 seconds into the third period. Your 3 stars are Frederick Anderson, who is the goalie for the Hurricanes, Logan Stankoven, who actually got the opening goal, and Taylor Hall, who got the game-winning goal. Well, obviously, those 3 make honestly sense, but all 3 members from the Carolina Hurricanes. Game number 2 at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, Minnesota Wild visiting Dallas Stars, and they get the win on Dallas's home ice with the score of 6-1. Matt Boldy getting the game-winning goal at 16:52 in the third period on empty netter. At Minnesota Wild do take all 3 stars. Jesper Wallstedt is your first star. Kirill Kapraz is your second star. And Matt Salero is your third star. In the third and final game of the night at 8 p.m. Eastern, Philadelphia Flyers defeating the Pittsburgh Penguins with a score of 3-2. Philadelphia is visiting Pittsburgh for the first 2 games. Porter Martell getting the game-winning goal at 17:23 in the third period. Brian West getting the Penguins' second final point of the game, 18:59 in the third period. So your 3 stars are Travis Sanham, your first star for the Philadelphia Flyers. Porter Martell is your second star for the Philadelphia Flyers, and Evan Macklin is your third star for the Pittsburgh Penguins. So those 3 teams take a 1-0 win on the series so far. And then we're going to go over to Sunday, April 19th. We have 4 games on tap here. This is 4 more game ones here. So game number 1 at 3 p.m. Eastern, we had LA Kings visiting the Colorado Avalanche, and the Avalanche do get the win with the score of 2-1. Technically, it would have been 3-1, but their original first goal got waved off due to goalie interference. Honestly, I've seen a lot of controversy about that call. Honestly, I think they made the right call personally. I mean, it did look like it for once. I've seen it a couple more times. Okay, yeah, fair. But Logan O'Connor getting the game-winning goal for the Avalanche at 5:57 in the third period for Atari Pinard, only getting the LA's only goal at 17:30 in the third period for a power play goal. So Scott Wedgwood is your first star from Colorado Avalanche. Logan O'Connor is your second star, also from Colorado Avalanche, and Tori Lakeland is your third star from Colorado Avalanche. And again, if I butchered, I do apologize. Game number 2 at 5:45 p.m. Eastern. Couple of weird times start a game. Montreal Canadiens visiting Tampa Bay Lightning, and they get the win with the score 4-3 in overtime. Oh, and by the way, in playoffs, there are no shootouts. They're just going to keep doing overtime so somebody wins. Gerard Slavowski getting his third goal of the playoffs. And actually, he got all 3 of his goals in this game. He's your overtime 1 minute 22 via power play. And he does get first star. Brent Hagel is your second star from Tampa Bay Lightning, and Nick Suzuki is your third star for the Montreal Canadiens. I actually really enjoyed this game. Honestly, it was really, so far out of the couple games I watched. The games I watched, this is one of my favorite ones. Game number 3, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Buffalo Sabres hosting the Boston Bruins, and they get the win with a score of 4-3. Alec Touch getting the game-winning goal for the Buffalo at 18:40 third period on empty netter. But before at 8 seconds of the game, David Pastrnak getting Burns' their third goal. Tage Thomas takes first star from Buffalo Sabres. Matthias Samuelsson is your second star, also from Buffalo Sabres, and Alex Touch is from the Buffalo Sabres getting the third and final star. And the fourth and final game on this night, Vegas Golden Knights hosting the Utah Mammoth, and Vegas do get the win with the score of 4-2. Ivan Barbashi gets the game-winning goal on an empty net, 18-20 in the third period. So your 3 stars from this game are Nick Tao from Vegas Golden Knights, Colin Sissons, your second star, and Carter Hart, your third star, all 3 from the Vegas Golden Knights. So Colorado, Montreal, Buffalo, and Vegas all hold a 1-0 after Sunday. And then we're going to go over to last night's games. Monday, April 20th, we have 4 games on tap again. We had 3 game 2s and 1 first game here. So at game 1 at 7 p.m. Eastern, Pittsburgh Pirates hosting Philadelphia Flyers again. And Philadelphia Flyers go 2-0 on home ice, on Pittsburgh's home ice. Clean sweeping with a score of 3-0. Game winning goal went to Luke Glendon, getting the empty net 17:55 in the third period. And your 3 stars are Philadelphia Flyers. They're Dan Fowler, your first star. Porter Martone, he's actually been really impressive so far in this playoffs. Is your second star, and Get Off Hathaway is your third star, also for Philadelphia Flyers. Game number 2 at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Carolina Hurricanes again hosting the Ottawa Senators, and they get the win with the score, this time with the score of 3-2, and this went into 2 overtimes. Jordan Martinhook gets the winning goal at 13:53 into the second overtime, and he actually gets first star from Carolina Hurricanes. Logan Stankoven, your second star, also from the Carolina Hurricanes, and Frederick Anderson is your third star, also from the Carolina Hurricanes. Game number 3, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Dallas Stars again hosting the Minnesota Wild, and they actually get the win back, getting paid back from the first night on home ice with a score of 4-2. Wyatt Johnson getting the game-winning goal at 19 minutes 10 in the third period on a power play goal / empty netter, which that's kind of weird. But anyway, Jake Ollinger is your first star from Dallas Stars. Matt Duech is your second star, also from Dallas Stars. And Brock Faber is your third star from the Minnesota Wild. And your fourth and final game of this night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Edmonton Oilers hosting the Anaheim Ducks, and they get the win with a close score of 4-3. Caprice Kapanen, I do apologize if I butchered that name, gets the game-winning goal 18 minutes 6 in the third period. So Jason Diggs is your first star for Edmonton Oilers. Kasperi Kapanen is your second star for Edmonton Oilers, and Troy Terry is your third star for the Anaheim Ducks. So Philadelphia, Carolina lead their series 2-0. Minnesota and Dallas are tied at 1 apiece, and Edmonton is 1-0 after game 1 of their series. So tonight, April 21st, so I'll just preview tonight's and tomorrow's as of right now for being back on Thursday. So tonight's games, April 21st, we have 4 on tap. Game 2 between Montreal and Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay hosting Montreal Canadiens again. At 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Buffalo hosted Boston Bruins, and they're 1-0 in that series. Buffalo looks to make it 2-0. Second game between Vegas and Utah, that's taking place at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, as Utah will visit Vegas again. And also at game 2, LA Kings are visiting Colorado Avalanche for the second time in a row, so Colorado looks to go 2-0. And then on Wednesday, April 22nd, tomorrow, 3 games on tap here. At 7 p.m. Eastern, Pittsburgh are going to visit Philadelphia Flyers. Philadelphia looks to make it a 3-0 series lead. Dallas Stars visiting Minnesota Wild, and that series is tied right now. So after tomorrow's game, somebody will take the lead there. And then game number 2 between Edmonton and Anaheim. Anaheim is still going to visit Edmonton. Edmonton looks to go 2-0 on that series as well. So that's the NHL stuff. And then we're going to jump to AHL, top of the last weekend of regular season games. So on Saturday, I started the last 3 games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I do apologize. So Friday, April 17th, we had 12 games on tap here. Game number 1 at 7 p.m. Eastern. Battlefield Senators defeating Syracuse Crunch with a score of 6-4. And since Syracuse lost, Lavelle Rocket wins the North Division title. Game numbers 2 and 3 are both at 7 p.m. Eastern. The second game was Hartford Wolfpack defeating Springfield Thunderbirds with a score of 7-5. Game number 3, the other 7 p.m. game, Utah Comets defeating Providence Bruins with a score of 4-1. Games number 4 and 5 were both at 7:05 p.m. Eastern. The first 7:05 p.m. Eastern game was game number 4, Cleveland Monsters defeating Rochester Americans with a score of 2-1. And the other 7:05 p.m. Eastern game number 5, Wilkes-Barre / Scranton Penguins defeating the Bridgeport Islanders with a score of 4-1. Games 6, 7, and 8 were all at 8 p.m. Eastern. Game number 6, Iowa Wilds are defeating Manitoba Moose with a score of 32 in a shootout. Game number 7, Griffins defeating Milwaukee Emeralds with a score of 8-0. That's actually kind of hurtful, not gonna lie. And the other 8 p.m. game, the 8th game of the night, Texas Stars defeat Rockford IceHogs with a score of 6-1. Game number 9 at 9:05 p.m. Eastern, Calgary Wranglers defeating Colorado Eagles with a score of 5-2. games 10 for 12 were all 10 p.m. Eastern. So game number 10, Bakersfield Condors means San Jose Barracuda with the score of 5-2. Game number 11, also 10 p.m. Eastern. Ontario Reign defeats St. Gulls with the score of 4-1. And they 12th the final game on this night. The Tuesday Road Runners defeating the Henderson Silver Knights with a score of 2-1, a shootout. So that was the Friday games. Now we can talk about the last regular season week. I did forget, honestly, that they had games on Friday. I thought they didn't for some reason. 15 games on tap on Saturday. So games 1 and 2 are both at 4 p.m. Eastern. The first game of the day was Lehigh Fantasy to be Charlotte Checkers with a score of 2-0. And the other 4 p.m. Eastern game number 2, Toronto Myers v. Level Rocket with a score of 4-3. Games 3 and 4 were at 6:05 p.m. Eastern. Game 3, Springfield Thunderbirds v. Hartford Wolfpack with a score of 4-3. Game number 4, Wilkes-Barre/Grand Panthers with Rochester Americans with a score of 8-0. Game numbers 5, 6, and 7 were all 7 p.m. Eastern. The fifth game, Bridgeport Honors beating Hershey Bears with a score of 2-1. Game number 6, Manitoba moves to Iowa Wild with a score of 6-1. And the final 7 p.m. game on this night, the 7th game of the night, Syracuse Crunch beat Belfield Sinners with a score of 4-0. At 7:05 p.m. Eastern was game number 8, Utah Comets beat Providence Bruins with a score of 4-2. Game number 9 at 8 p.m. Eastern, Chicago Wolves beat Milwaukee Royals with a score of 3-0. Games number 10 and 11 and 12 were all at 9 p.m. Eastern. So game number 10, Texas Stars beat Rockford Ice Hawks with a score of 5-1. Game 11, Abbotsford Canucks beat Ontario with a score of 2-0. Game number 12, Coachella Valley Firebirds defeating the San Diego Gulls with a score of 6-4. Game number 13 and 9 at 5 p.m. Eastern, Calgary Wranglers and Calgary Eagles again this whole score of 7-5. And games 14 15 were both at 10 p.m. Eastern. Game number 14, San Jose Barracuda beat Bakersfield Condors with a score of 4-3. In the 15th and final game of the night, Tuesday Road Runners beat Henderson Silver Knights with a score of 5-4. So that was the start games. And the final regulation season games of the season on Sunday, April 19th. We had 6 games on tap here. And then I'll go over what teams qualified for the Calder Cup. So basically, there was only one spot left. It was down to Rochester Americans and Utah Comets for the North Division. So basically, Rochester Americans, they had to get a point, just a single point that clinched their spot. But Utah guys, they needed Rochester to lose in regulation. So game number 1 at 1 p.m. Eastern, Charlotte Checkers beat Lehigh Phantoms with a score of 4-1. Games number 2 and 3 were at 3 p.m. Eastern. The second game was Cleveland Monsters and Great Rapids Griffins with a score of 6-4. In the other 3 p.m. Eastern game at game number 3, Hershey Bears and Rochester Americans with a score of 5-4. And since Rochester did get a point, they got the final spot in the 2026 Calder Cup. So that means Utah Comets were officially eliminated there. Games number 4 and 5 were at 4 p.m. Eastern. The fourth game, Chicago Wolves and Milwaukee Emeralds with the score of 5-1. At game number 5, Toronto Myers beat Rocket again this home with the score of 4-2. In the sixth and final game, 6 p.m. Eastern, Abbotsford Canucks and Coachella Valley Firebirds with the score of 4-2. So here are the teams that qualify for the Calder Cup from the so 6 teams from the Atlantic Advance, 5 from the North Division, 5 from Central, and 7 from Pacific. Because you need to have 23 teams in total. So the Atlantic Division teams that qualify were Providence Birds and Wilkes-Barre Grand Penguins. Both of those teams get a bye to the division semifinals. Charlotte Checkers, Bridgeport Honors, Hershey Bears, Springfield are your 6 teams from the Atlantic Division. For the North Division, Lava Rocket, Syracuse Crunch, Cleveland Monsters, Toronto Myers, and Rochester Americans. Lava Rocket gets a bye to the semifinals. From the Central Division, Grand Rapids Griffins, Chicago Wolves, Texas Star, Manitoba Moose, and Milwaukee Emeralds. Those are the 5 teams qualified for the Calder Cup, but Texas, Chicago, and Grand Rapids all get a bye to the semifinals. And from the Pacific Division, Ontario Reign, who are the champions, get a bye to semifinals. Colorado Eagles, Henderson Silver Knights, Coachella Valley Firebirds, Bakersfield Condors, San Jose Barracuda, and San Diego Gulls are the 7 teams from the Pacific Division. So that means Hartford and Lehigh from the Atlantic Division have been eliminated. For the North, it was Utah Comets and Belfield Senators. For the Central Division, Iowa Wild and Rockford Ice Hogs. And from the Pacific Division, Tucson Road Runners, Abbotsford Canucks, and the Calgary Wranglers were the teams eliminated from the Pacific. And then we're going to jump into the Calder Cup preview. So what I'll talk about the whole cup thing, like semifinals, but I'll for each round I'm gonna do predictions. So semifinals, we know some of the games, but I'm gonna wait till we know the all of the semifinals before I do another preview. So from the Central Division, the only first round we got is Maytown Moose versus Milwaukee Emerald, and the winner will meet Great Rabbits. But the first, so the way, sorry, let me rewind. So the first rounds are best of 3 series. The division semifinals and division finals are both best of 5, and the conference finals and the Calder Cup finals are both best of 7. So actually, let's start on the Eastern Division. So from the Atlantic Division, so it is Charlotte Checkers, who are the third place Atlantic Division winners, take on the sixth place Springfield Thunderbirds. And their 3 games are Wednesday, April 22nd, April 24th, and April 25th. The game 3 is to be, if necessary. And the other first round, like division first round match, is the 4th place Bridgeport Islanders taking on the 5th place Hershey Bears. So games 1 is actually tonight as I'm recording this. Second game is Thursday, April 23rd, and if it goes to a third game, it will be starting April 25th. And so the winners of the Atlantic Division province will take on either Bridgeport, Hershey, or Springfield. It will be the lowest seed first round winner, and whoever has the highest seed first round will be take on the runner up of the Atlantic Division, the Wilkes-Barre Grand Penguins. And those two, like I said, top semifinals are all best of 5. For the North Division, we only have one first round match, and that's the 4th place team Toronto Mars take on the 5th place Rochester Americans. And their 3 games are Game 1 is April 22nd. Game 2 is Friday, April 24th. And if it does go to a third game, it will be Sunday, April 26th. And Lava Rocket will wait for the winner of we'll take on the winner of that game. And the only confirmed semifinal match from the North Division, and I'll do full predictions of the first round after I go for everything. It'll be the 2nd place Syracuse Crunch taking on the 3rd place Cleveland Monsters. And we do have the 5 games for that official. So game 1 will be April 24th. That is Friday. Game 2 will be Sunday, April 22nd. 26th, sorry. Game 3 will be Friday, May 1st. If it does go to games 4 and 5, game 4 will be Sunday, May 3rd, and Saturday, May 9th will be the 5th game. Onto the Western Conference, so the Central Division, we only have one first round match on this side. We have the 4th place Manitoba Moose take on the 5th place Milwaukee Emeralds. The 3 games are Wednesday, April 22nd. That's game 1. Game 2 is Friday, April 24th. And if it goes to a third game, it will be Sunday, April 26th. And the winner of that of the best of 3 will take on the champions, the Great Rapids Griffins, in the semifinals. And the other semifinal match, which is fully confirmed, is the 2nd place winner, Chicago Wolves, take on the 3rd place team, Texas Stars. And the 5 games are game 1 will be Tuesday, April 28th. Game 2, Thursday, April 30th. Game 3 will be starting May 2nd. If it does go to games 4 and 5, it will be Sunday, May 3rd for the 4th game, and Tuesday, May 5th if it goes to the 5th game. And from the Pacific Division, we have actually 3 first round matches. So they got the most first rounds here. Excuse me. So 2nd place, Colorado Eagles would take on the 7th place team, San Diego Gulls. And their 3 games are Wednesday, April 22nd, Friday, April 24th, and if it goes to a third game, it will be Sunday, April 26th. 3rd place team Henderson Silver Knights will take on the 6th place San Jose Barracuda. Wednesday, it'll be actually the same as the Colorado San Diego games. And the final first round match of the 2026 Calder Cup, the 4th place team Coachella Valley Firebirds will take on the 5th place Bakersfield Condors. And game 1's Thursday, April 23rd. Game 2 will be starting April 25th. If it does go to a third game, it will be April 26th. And Ontario and Bio will take on either Coachella Valley, Bakersfield, San Jose, or San Diego, and then either Colorado, Henderson Silver Knights, Coachella Valley, or Bakersfield will take on Henderson, Coachella, Bakersfield, and San Jose. So that's how they are. So my predictions for the first round for the Lake Division, I'm gonna go Charlotte Checkers. They're actually gonna clean sweep 2-0. I'm gonna say Hershey Bears actually fans, and that's actually gonna go to I'm going to say the final series score is going to be 2-1. North Division, I'm actually going to go with the Toronto Marlies winning going in 3 games, winning it at 2-1. And like I said, semifinals all the time. Once we know the official all semifinals, that should be probably in a couple weeks. For the Central Division, I kind of a tough one, but I'm going to go with Manitoba advancing, winning in 3 games. For the Pacific Division, I'm going with Colorado winning score 2-1. Henderson, I'm actually going to say clean sweep 2-0. And Bakersfield is actually going to clean sweep as well, go 2-0. So that is your Calder Cup previews. I'll be back on Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, talking about the games from Tuesday and Wednesday. As well as more Stanley Cup stuff. So have a good day, guys, and stay safe.